Hey, uranium just got smacked. UEC dropped 43% after earnings, and I'm breaking down if this is disaster or opportunity. If you're wondering whether this matters to your portfolio, stick around. The stock's down 54% from its high and sentiment's brutal. Earnings probably showed margin pressure or weaker demand. Here's the bull case. Uranium demand is structural, AI data centers, energy policy. The bear case. Oversupply or macro slowdown. My framework: if you believe uranium long-term, you're nibbling here. If not, this is noise. Though UEC just dropped 43% in a single day after earnings. That's the kind of move that gets your attention, especially when you realize the stock's already down more than half from where it was just weeks ago. Look, a swing like that makes you ask the right questions. Is the market just panic selling because sentiment flipped, or did something actually break in the uranium thesis? Those are two very different problems. One recovers, one doesn't. Let's dig into what actually happened with the numbers and figure out whether this sell-off makes real sense for the uranium story we thought we owned. Look, here's what I think about uranium right now. Artificial intelligence is absolutely eating electricity. Data centers training these massive models need constant massive power, and nuclear plants are the only thing that delivers clean 24/7 baseload power. So utilities suddenly need uranium to fuel that growth. UEC mines it. When uranium demand looks strong, UEC stock typically rises. When demand cools or earnings disappoint, it crashes hard. That's exactly what happened this week, and it fundamentally changes how you should think about uranium investing. Look, here's what I'm seeing with UEC. That 43% crash isn't random noise. When earnings disappoint, it's usually one of three things. Output came in low, costs ballooned, or management just tanked guidance. With a speculative uranium play like this, one bad quarter wipes out the optimism from the previous 3 or 4. The stock had run on belief, right? One earnings miss and that belief evaporates fast. Investors overshoot in both directions. We get euphoria on the way up, capitulation on the way down. That 43% move, that's capitulation. The fundamentals broke the story. Look, uranium's critical for AI's infrastructure, and that thesis didn't change because of one rough quarter. UEC's mines, their management, none of that evaporated overnight. Yes, scared money ran for the exits. Panic selling is real, but here's what I think. If you believe nuclear power is the next decade, then this dip is exactly when patient capital steps in. The supply-demand story is still intact. You're not buying a quarter. You're buying a structural bet on energy demand. That crash, that's short-term traders doing what they do. You decide, are you in for 5 years or are you trading the noise? Here's the reality I see with UEC. It's not a cash machine right now, it's a uranium play betting on future profits. The second that bet gets questioned, scared money bolts fast. Uranium's got this boom-bust cycle where everyone chases it hot, then abandons it ice-cold the moment the narrative shifts. That 54% drop from the peak, I don't think we've found the floor yet. If the broader market softens, selling could accelerate hard. You could see more downside before this stabilizes. Look, here's the real talk on UEC. Nobody knows if today's the bottom. I can't see the future. What matters is your conviction and risk tolerance. If you genuinely believe uranium's critical for the next decade, UEC is a real company in the game. But if you're buying because it crashed and looks cheap, you're guessing. Size it small. Expect 40% swings both ways. Here's the test. If it drops another 40% tomorrow, can you sleep at night? That answer tells you everything. UEC just tanked 43% on earnings, down 54% from the highs. Here's what I think. Uranium's still in a super cycle. This pullback, that's pure fear and panic selling. The fundamentals haven't changed. We still need nuclear power. So if you believe in the thesis long-term, this is your entry point. Buy at support, not at peaks. The volatility is scary, but that's where the returns lie. Come debate this with us in the Discord. Link in the description. Free community, real traders, no BS.